everyone, Screaming Geek Me here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today's a special video because we are celebrating 3 years on YouTube. But before we get into that, if you like physical media, if you like 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel because I do these different discussions, I do reviews, I do unboxings, I do collection updates every month. Check that stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe, and turn your bell notifications on. And always feel free to comment below on any time. I really encourage you to do that. I like reading everyone's comments, good or bad. Give me a good input. Moving forward, if you like something, if you don't like it, please just let me know. So let's dive into today's topic, and it is happy anniversary. 3 years ago, I started my YouTube channel. And it's amazing as, it's hard to believe it's been 3 years already. And with that brings, I redid my intro. That's been long overdue. I still need to change my backdrop. That's one of my problems is laziness. I just, it's hard for me to do, find a time or just, lazy not doing things. And I know these posters have been up here for a while and need to change them up. I got plenty of, over in a box. I need to go through and change it up. So hopefully next week or two, I'll get that done. So I want to start by saying just, talk a little bit about what inspired me to start my channel. I definitely, first up, and when I come across I don't know how I come across it on YouTube. I don't know what kind of search I was doing, but I come across some reviews from Films at Home, Jeff's channel over there. He does some really good content, and that's what got me started. I really enjoyed seeing his reviews in the beginning. Then I come across Mid-Level Media. Ken does a great job. He does a lot of content on his channel. He does Physical Media Report every week, and then does reviews and all kinds of different discussions. Like, he puts up stuff almost every day. And I come across some other ones, and basically seeing those, it kind of started inspiring me because, I love home theater movies. It goes back to VHS. I collected movies back then, and then Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray, and now 4K. So I've always been into movies and home theater. So I started thinking about, maybe there's something I can bring to the table. Talk about, my passion with the movies, base my videos off of their, other people out there, but I don't want to, copy everything. I just kind of take that stuff and kind of churn it up a little bit and make it my own. And I will say that, from the beginning, I was very stiff in front of the camera. I just was not comfortable. And if you look at some of those early videos, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe how bad I was. It took me quite a long time to get used to that and become more relaxed. Because I think it's really important when you're doing a YouTube channel, you need to be authentic and, be yourself and have your personality come across. And I definitely did not do that early on. At least now I can. I have a little bit more fun with it. I don't edit out my mistakes. I edit out some mistakes, but sometimes I'd leave that stuff in and just say, hey, heck with it, I don't care. Nobody's perfect. I don't have a script. I do have notes. I'm 54 now, and I forget stuff. I can have ideas what I want to talk about, if I'm doing a review or something. And I come down here and I start talking, and I can easily forget something. And then afterwards, as I'm editing, damn it, I forgot to mention that. So notes are very important for me. If there's things I need to, want to talk about. Without the notes, I would definitely be lost. Another thing I've grown is, how I've done my videos, where I've done my videos. Early on, I didn't have a smartphone, so I was using my digital camera. And I didn't have a tripod at first, so I was setting up on little boxes, doing it in my little dining room with all the clutter around. And it's like, man, I need to change this up. So I came down here into the dungeon. It's an unfinished basement. Which if you look back, I'll maybe leave a link below for that. I actually did a little welcome to the dungeon. Actually show you how I come downstairs because I have to go outside to come down here and show you all the junk that's down here. And And then, finally had to build a backdrop for me. So I did a lot of, piece by piece growing, how I present myself. As far as content, I started with doing, reviews. And then I started wanting to add a little bit of variety. I didn't want to just do mainstream stuff that everyone else was doing. So I try pulling up stuff that maybe other people don't know very little about or know nothing about. To try to do actually more of a recommendation for movies. That's why I've got some Blu-ray reviews and even a couple DVD reviews, just to say, hey, this is a good movie regardless of what format it is. I recommend watching this. And also to try to do a different discussion. I started doing collection updates, in which I know Ken over at Midlow Media, he used to do a monthly audit, which was really cool. Then he kind of got away from doing that. And I started doing that as adding the numbers to mine. Not only, it's not because I want to brag about what I'm spending, but I think it's a good way to get across to how this hobby will evolve, from month to month, what we're spending, and help keep us in check. So you can, if you're keeping track of all that, you can say, oh, I spent too much, I need to cut back, or, oh, I didn't spend so much this month, I can spend a little bit, so it's nice to do that and share. That way you can look at what I'm spending and say, hey, you spent a lot on for, this little amount, you spent all this, or you got all this and you spent a little bit. So I think it's nice to share that info with you. Also, another good way, without doing reviews, actually to talk about movies I'm watching. So I do a monthly watch, just talk about all the stuff I watched within a month. So it's a good way to talk about movies and to do those recommendations, movies that you're not thinking about. Because there's a lot of good movies out there that I really enjoy that don't give a lot of love, people don't talk about. Because this is what, as far as following other people on our YouTube or even Instagram, some people actually post every day on Instagram what they're watching. I don't do that unless I'm doing a monthly challenge, then I'll put up every day what I'm watching. I'm thinking about doing that more on a regular basis just so people can see, because I've come across some movies I did not know about. People post, I'm like, damn, that looks pretty good. I'll have to check that out, whether it's physical or even streaming. Because a lot of times just word of mouth, that's how we learn about some movies that didn't come out to the theaters, or just, or it didn't get released in the U.S., but someone else picked it up on an import and is like, well, that's a good movie. I'm going to have to import that myself, because there's a one I just picked up that I knew nothing about. We'll get to that in my next video with my collection update. But yeah, it's great to share that info, and I really want to do that across my channel. Other ways I think I've evolved a little bit, especially in my reviews. I know early on it was all about just talking about how good of, especially doing 4Ks of video and audio. And I was doing screenshots showing comparisons, which weren't the greatest. But then after a while, I started talking, I want to start talking about the movies themselves, my thoughts on if I liked the movie, what I liked, and if I disliked. Other thing I evolved was, as far as those screenshots, I think early on I probably bored people, as far as I would get to a point where I'd show the screenshots with music. I'd have like a 2 or 3 minutes of just that. And I was like, I started getting to the point where it's like, man, maybe people aren't enjoying this. I need to get away from that. Then I started showing screenshots as I was talking. And then I started evolving. I got my smartphone about a year ago. So I started doing my videos with my smartphone and started doing screenshots with that. So then screenshots did improve. But then I started, it takes a lot of time. It's a very time consuming to set up the tripod in front of the TV and get the screenshots. I don't have the proper equipment to do it properly. I've actually asked people, for a little input, and just like, it feels like it's a regarded secret that no one wants to share how they do stuff. I've had a couple of people say, oh, just get online, check stuff out. It's like, they wouldn't freaking tell me. And I just feel like, why is it a big deal? I've yet to find a good way to get, to capture screenshots directly from the TV to the computer. I know there's a lot of, hacks out there. I've tried some of them. They don't work. I can mirror stuff from phones and other items to my TV with no problem. But mirroring the image from my TV to the computer is a whole nother thing, and I can't do it. I've tried all kinds of different things, and one of them was where you can take the IP address off your TV, put it in your computer. For some reason, it doesn't work for me. Or taking the HDMI directly from the TV or the 4K player to the computer. I can't do that because my computer doesn't have an HDMI input. So yes, I'm just kind of left with you setting up my camera in front of the TV, taking screenshots that way. And even then, it's not a true representation of what I see. It just not very good. So overall, most of my reviews, I do not do screenshots anymore. I do a few here and there if it's a big difference between Blu-ray and 4K and I want to show that, I will do that. But for the most part, I just don't do screenshots anymore. I just pick and choose. If it's something you like, please comment below. Let me know if that's something you want to see me continue doing. Other things I want to get into talking about is especially with comments. I really like reading comments. I don't get a lot out there, so I really encourage you to comment when you see a video if you like it. If you don't like it, let me know. I mean, the only way to grow as a YouTuber is if I'm doing something wrong. If you don't like it, how do I know if you don't comment on that? I'm not going to say that I'm going to change everything I do because of one or two comments. Again, I respect the comments, even if I don't agree with something. But if I have 100 people out there say they don't like something, I might say, hey, maybe I shouldn't quit doing that. Maybe change that. So, again, if you don't like something, please feel free to comment below, let me know. Or maybe my info is incorrect. I mean, again, I'm not perfect. I try to research things, but sometimes I might miss something and give you the wrong info. So that's why I really, please, to let me know. Because I know one of my videos back, I did on my review of the 4K versions of the Star Wars trilogy was done. And I definitely rubbed some people the wrong way because the way I presented it, I hated the 4Ks of those. And a lot of it boiled down to there was a piece of information I was not aware of. And finally, just recently, someone finally commented about it. And that is like, well, that makes more sense. Maybe I wouldn't have been so harsh. So again, I appreciate all comments, good or bad. Which brings us into likes and dislikes. I don't get as many as a lot of people. My audience is very small. So I get some likes here and there. And every once in a while I'll get some dislikes. And I don't know why. Like people dislike, I don't know if they do it for shits and giggles. Or if there's something they don't like. Or they don't like my ugly mug. But they just, again, they hit the dislike button. But they don't tell me why. Am I doing something wrong? Can I improve something? Or, do I don't like certain content? So, yeah, again, goes back to the comments. I mean, if you don't like something, please let me know. I got a thick skin. I mean, hell, I was a fat kid growing up, so I grew a thick skin early on, so I can take some criticism. But just ask if you do, want to criticize something. Be constructive. I will give you some respect for that. But yeah, sometimes I get, dislike here and there. It's like, what the hell? Tell me. Well, I don't know what this is all about. Next up, a little bit about monetizing. A lot of YouTubers out there monetize their channel or actually make money on. And sure, in a dream world, we would all like to make money doing this stuff. I haven't personally looked into it. I'm going by someone out there, looking. She's actually talking about. She actually did a video talking about making money on YouTube, and talks about how many subscribers you have to have and how many hours of viewable content. So there's definitely some hoops to jump through to get your channel monetized, and I just don't feel I can, do that. And plus to do that, and when you're monetize, you got the ads and all that, and I feel once I do that, it becomes a job. In my opinion, it would take away the fun of doing the channel. Because right now, there have been a couple of times that I almost quit doing my channel. Just over time, just feel like I wasn't getting anywhere. But, slowly it was, I started seeing some subscribers here and there. And, I was getting some decent, positive comments. So, that helps me keep going. I don't have no grand plan of having thousands of followers, and I don't want to do that. As long as people are enjoying it, that's all that matters to me. The physical media community has been incredible. I love checking out what other people are doing and reading other people's comments, even on other YouTubers. Sometimes I'll comment on other people's comments. So it's been a great community to try to get involved, but I just don't want to make it feel like it needs to become a job, because this is where I have mad props to YouTubers out there that they have a full-time job plus their YouTube channel, and they have a family life to think of. You look at people like Ken. I mean, he has all that, and he still puts up content every day. I'm not employed. I'm a stay-at-home dad, take care of an autistic child. My wife is the one that works. And I still feel like I don't have enough time to do everything I want to do. I want to, create new content for everyone out there. Plus I do custom covers on the side. I do those here and there. And, want to do, watching movies and stuff. And I feel I don't even have enough time in a day, and I don't work. And it's like, if I had a job, I wouldn't have time to do squat. So hats off to everyone out there that does have a YouTube channel, has a job, has a home life. Mad respect for you. Hats off to you. I just cannot believe, I don't know how you do it, but I'm glad you do, because I do enjoy that content out there. Which brings into the next topic of the channel is analytics and numbers. I rarely look at that stuff. I mean, I'll pull up and see my number of subscribers, which I'll see it get a couple here and there, and then sometimes I'll see it go down a couple, and it'll go back up and go down a little bit. So mine's a pinball effect. And I think a lot of times some people, I might understand some people maybe unsubscribe, because I do it myself, because sometimes I subscribe to stuff that I'm interested in, and months down the road, I'm like, I don't have the time to watch all this. So sometimes I was like, do I need to keep that subscribed? So I might unsubscribe to someone every once in a while. It's not personal. It's just a matter of what I see and what I'm interested in watching. If I don't have time to watch all that, I just don't see a need of subscribing to it. So I can see where maybe once in a while I might see my subscribers go down a little bit. That might be part of it. Or maybe I just piss somebody off. That might be an effect. Oh, well. I know there's a lot of analytics. Every once in a while I'll pop up and just kind of look, but a lot of times it just really gets into a lot of detail, especially like an average viewing length. I think a lot of my videos people come across during searches, and they watch only a little bit of it and they quit watching. And then, again, it goes back to likes, dislikes, and comments. And, I wish people, if they don't like something, it would let me know. I was like, I don't know what people like and dislike. But I just don't put a lot of faith into a lot of those numbers. In the end, as long as people are enjoying it, I see some comments here and there. it makes me want to continue doing what I do. So that brings me into moving forward with my channel. I don't see myself changing a whole lot unless a lot of you, if a lot of you want to see some changes, I will go with those comments if people want to see something different. But for the most part, I'm going to continue to do the variety. Keep doing the 4K reviews and Blu-rays and DVD reviews as well. If there's Blu-rays out there I want to talk about that are really good that may not come to 4K, I might want to talk about, put a review up there, and maybe even DVDs that I've never got on Blu-ray or even never got a Blu-ray release. So you might find me doing a DVD review once in a while just to do a more in-depth recommendation on a movie. But, it's going to be more about recommendation, not video quality, because, the DVDs a lot of times ain't worth a crap. So I will continue doing the monthly watches video where I includes more obscure titles that you might not be thinking about. But sometimes that might be rolled in with a collection update. A couple times last year where I didn't watch a lot or I didn't buy a lot. Instead of having real short videos, I kind of lumped them together. So that might happen again as a future. It all depends on what I'm watching and buying. Definitely want to do more discussion videos. I've got a lot in the pipeline that I want to do. Again, like I mentioned in the video at the beginning of the video, my big problem is laziness. I have so many things I want to do, but I just haven't got around to it. One of the things I want to do is I want to do a spotlight on series where I pick a person, just pick one person from the movie industry, whether it be an actor, director, writer, composer. I just want to take one person, do a whole video just talking about that one person, not just what they did, personal stuff, and maybe do a top 10 revolving that. And I've been talking about doing this for probably almost 2 years now. I haven't done it yet. I need to get off my ass, and I've got a list of people I want to talk about. I just haven't done it. Again, it just comes back to laziness, but I want to do that stuff and do different topics. I see a lot of people doing different topics. So it's like, man, that's pretty cool. I want to do that. So sometimes I do my own spin on that. I've been doing some of the different top 10 lists. Also moving forward, I've been thinking about redoing my series that I did a couple years ago called The Evolution of Physical Media. My thought is those were very long-winded videos. I was covering so much stuff in just one video. And plus, because I was stiff and I felt like I was reading stuff more and not more spontaneous. So I might go back and redo those as shorter videos, because I think it's really fun. I mean, looking at where we are today with 4K, I love looking back at where we've come from. Talking about the old 8mm, VHS, all these different formats. And I remember when I did all my research for those videos, I come across formats I knew nothing about. I learned a lot from going through that. So that's why I was thinking about revisiting that. I would still cover everything I did before, but maybe because I'm more relaxed in front of the camera, my videos, they might be more enjoyable. Again, doing a shorter videos. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Let me know what you thought. Did you check those out? Do you agree if they were long-winded? Maybe, like I said, I felt like maybe I was reading more instead of talking more. So yeah, definitely looking to redoing those here in the future. Again, if I get off my ass and do it. We'll wait and see. So with that being said, all that in a pretty long video here, might be a little shorter once I edit it, but we'll wait and see. But please comment below, let me know what you think, how I've been doing, how I've progressed. how I've grown. What kind of things would you like to see me do that I haven't done, or if I've done a little bit of, you would like to see more of? Something I haven't done for a while that I want to do again soon is some more. I've talked a little bit. I do custom covers, and the reason I haven't done any more of those for a while is because I need some new ink cartridges. I've got a shitload of covers I want to print, but those laser cartridges are so damn expensive. So here, tax time coming up, I definitely want to use some money to replace those cartridges there. So I definitely want to show off some of the stuff I've done. So I think I've done some killer covers that I really want to show off. So that will be coming soon. Again, let me know what you think, what you would like to see. I hope you enjoyed this little anniversary video. Again, it's hard to believe it's been 3 years since I've started this. And hopefully we'll see some new posters soon. So again, comment below. Let me know what you think. Check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. And we'll see you soon. Geek out.